Listening out there, you can really relate to that. It's not just within the hospital; it's been hard for our entire community. But I said, well, what's been hard for you? Why is this important to you? And he said, because we've lost so many. And to that end, if you would join me, I think that's where I'd like to start, is just to take a moment of silence to recognize all those individuals. We've lost 2 employees here. We have lost 44 veterans in the 51,000 that we serve. And I think it's only appropriate that we recognize how special this day is by commemorating and really drawing attention to those we've lost through this and what makes this day so important. So if you would, just take a moment in your own way to just take a moment of silence and remember those that we've lost. Thank you. So my name's Steve Black. I'm the Medical Center Director here at the Robley Rex VA. Again, a really outstanding day, one we've been looking forward to for 9 months now. Before we get started and really turn it over to the stars of the program, those that are raising their hand first to receive this historic vaccine, I want to start by recognizing the people that made this possible. Even though I'm up here today, I really have had probably the smallest role in all of this. I'm just the person that talks, really. But I want to first draw attention to individuals that are off screen over here, but have had such a big role to play in bringing us through this entire pandemic. We have a long way to go, but bringing us through 2020 and now rolling out the vaccine. And so first I want to start with my executive leadership team. Dr. Mary Lee Rothschild is the individual that ran Incident Commander for bringing the vaccine here to the medical center. Alongside her, Dr. Deborah Hunt served as backup incident commander and also is the head of nursing for our medical center. And Mr. Larry Roberts also is our associate director of operations. That's our senior leadership team. If it wasn't for them, we don't do this well. They really, as a team, have helped lead us through this entire time. And then alongside them, Dr. Christina White, who you're going to get a chance to meet here in a second, and Dr. Amy Minix have run co-leads over operations, the vaccine operations, and really have orchestrated the plan that you see before you today and will carry out over the months to come here. And they're representative of 2,000 employees who come here every day to serve veterans, to serve those that have served our country so well, given us the freedoms that we all get to take part in every single day. And so if you ask every employee, they'd say there's really no better population to start with than our veterans. They deserve it. They've earned it. They have all gone to war. They have all raised their hand so that we can enjoy our freedoms. And so we are glad, we are honored and humbled, honestly, to be able to deliver this vaccine today and carry forth with our promise, the promise that started 150 years ago with Abraham Lincoln, to care for him who was born in the battle as widow and as orphan. That's why we're here today. That's the promise that we continue to try to fulfill every single day, and this is a monumental and historic step toward that effort. And so without further ado, what I would like to do is bring forward Dr. Christina White. She is our Chief of Pharmacy. Believe it or not, she came here right in the middle of the pandemic. So she came here and has been the individual that has helped us through this vaccine and really been one of our go-to experts. So I'm bringing her up here because she's smarter than me. And so if y'all have specific questions that you'd like to address or talk through, she's the one to do it. And so with that, we'll just kind of open it up for any questions before we start moving into the vaccinations themselves.
So obviously you're kicking off the vaccines today, and I'll just ask if you could walk us through what the next week or maybe next 2 weeks will look like here, the vaccination process.
Sure. Today's kind of our trial run. We're testing it out. We have 32 doses that we'll be administering today. Tomorrow's a full day of employee vaccinations, which is 120 doses a day. And then we have a break for the holidays. Next week, we will resume with employee vaccinations. We're already starting to get people on the schedule, and we expect to do 120 each day.
How are you prioritizing who gets vaccinated first?
So we really are focusing on our frontline staff who have been caring for COVID positive patients. So emergency department, ICU, acute care staff, and then we go down the list to those other frontline workers who take care of non-COVID patients.
Now, is it a requirement that they get the vaccine, or is it up to them? How are you guys moving forward with that process?
It is not a requirement because this is approved under an emergency use authorization. It is completely voluntary.
Do you have a timeline as to when you may start vaccinating veterans, the people that you serve?
So ACIP just voted on phases 1B and 1C, so we're awaiting the VA guidance for how to operationalize that. As soon as we get that guidance, we will start scheduling veterans.
And the goal really is over the course of these next couple months to make sure that any veteran and any staff who wants the vaccination can get it. And that is our priority. That's what we'll be working toward. Waiting on these prioritizations has really been what's our guiding principles as we go through this.
So it's not mandated, but do you have any gauge on like what percentage of employees and staff are willing to get it and plan to?
Yeah, we're at about 60-ish% last time we ran the numbers, and honestly that changes every day. The more that we talk about it, the more that we educate people, the more information and data comes out, the more people are willing to get it, so which is good. We want people to get it.
It's a word of mouth thing too, you know. I mean, that a lot of times that's how healthcare is, isn't it? You know, if you know somebody who's gone through it, you can really connect with an individual and their story. And so, you know, I had a Zoom meeting with my family last night, and one of the members of our family's in medical school. She got the vaccine last week, and there were a lot of individuals that said, well, how was that? You know, and she said, I was a little sore for a day, but it was fine. And you can almost hear like the idea of, well, then maybe it'll be okay for me as well. And so I think we're going to see that. We've already seen it with our veterans too. So we've started contacting veterans that are 85 and older. Well over 60% of those veterans says, yeah, I'm ready to get it. That's an encouraging sign to us. And so we know that's the basement, not the ceiling. It will only grow from there. Okay, well, Dr. White's going to be here for any individual questions if you all want to talk with her as we move forward. But really now it's our turn to turn it over to the stars of the show. We have representatives from emergency department, respiratory therapy, and our and 6 North as well, and EMS as well. The individuals that really make sure that this hospital stays clean has had an incredible responsibility through these last 9 months. And so you have a cadre of individuals here who really represent that frontline care and work for our veterans over these last 9 months. And so we're going to go ahead and vaccinate, and then you all can talk with them as well. So thanks for coming out today. Greatly appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, so we're just going to go over, make sure everybody has their sheet filled out, and you have your fact sheet. You're going to have a fact sheet, or do you need one? You have one? Awesome. So just real quick, has anybody had an allergic reaction to a vaccination in the past? So like allergic reaction. Has anybody been vaccinated in the past 2 weeks with another vaccination? Has anyone have been prescribed an EpiPen? Okay, perfect. And I don't think anyone is nursing or pregnant. All right, so just make sure that you give this sheet to the person giving you the vaccination, and this sheet is yours to keep. Thank you.
Do we want to talk to any of them?
They'll talk to him.
Huh?
They'll talk to him.
No, I mean, like, do we want any of them to say anything on camera?
We can after this one. I mean, everything.
Okay, I'll just, okay.
Yeah. Is that okay with you?
No, yeah, that's fine.
Did you want it on live? Did you want it on live?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you can.
Do it again. I'm taking a bunch.
But I'm wearing a mask, they won't see me win.
What branch were you, Mike?
What?
What branch were you, as we see
I
out?
did both the Marine Corps and the Army.
Okay, so you're tough. You can handle this,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I know, combat medic, so I ought to have it.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, you got it.
it's a big hoorah.
Hold on, take a picture of it. Please. Well, I gotta take a picture of the battle wound. There you go.
How do you feel, Mike?
Huh?
How you feel?
I feel great.
Good.
Yeah, no, I didn't feel it at all, actually.
Thanks for all you're doing in the emergency room.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I'm glad to be a part of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's been a magical ride.
Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, you're so welcome, sir. I'm humbled to be able to be part of this.